We called our workflow here Sweet Lab because of the honey. You always have to think about something you would show. We're not a laboratory, but we show here a fully digital workflow for a laboratory for an analysis of the honey. In the center of this workflow, there's the LIMS of Integris LIMS. That's here we're acting as the LES, Laboratory Execution System. And the focus on this island is again the interfaces. Also here we use the LED standard, but not all of the instruments you see here use the standard. That's why we have also visibility in Integris LIMS with our interface controller to integrate devices by other interfaces by Python scripting, for example. Okay, the workflow or laboratory work mostly starts with the income of a sample. Here our honey. Nando will assist me, and this honey is already labeled, fortunately, so Nando can easily scan the barcode. And by scanning the barcode, he will see on his tablet what's mirrored here in front on this other screen, what he has to do. You can scan, that's okay. I did already, I didn't hear it, I'm too loud. Okay, he will assist me, I will go through the workflow. So on this tablet, he sees all the steps he has to do with this sample. Step by step, with even maybe an SOP beside that shows maybe a technical drawing, or at least really here are the instruments you should use in this first step. So this is for sure not a sample. He received a new barcode to label our sample vials, where he would now prepare the sample. We skip the steps because there's a lot of a lot of steps, a lot of chemicals that has to be mixed here. The samples have to be heated. That's why we already prepared it. This one is in a high temperature. You maybe see by the light it's already running, also spinning. This one's still on hold. We will see later. We see in the background already some measurements that come into the sample. For example, the upper scale is the temperature. I just put this vial in here. But now this question, where comes this data of the temperature? Maybe this can Nando explain.
Thank you, Frank. My name is Nando Ziebert. I'm from the company Amensio, and we produce the world's smallest temperature sensors, which are in here. They are on the size of a cherry pit, so 9 millimeter in diameter. They're completely autonomous, so they have a battery system inside. They send out data every 10 seconds for up to 2 days. And the unique thing about these kind of flow following sensors is you can use parallelized 24 of these sensors with a single transceiver unit, and can have very much parallelized sensing in your lab. So if you are interested in temperature sensing at all, don't hesitate to contact us afterwards. Let's move on with the workflow.
Yes, and maybe also the information that for sure more measurements will come with the sensor, the O2, pH and O2. I forgot this. Okay, sorry. Ask Nando. He knows more about it. Okay, yeah. Let's go on with the workflow. So the first step was already prepared, or at least no, it was the first step was to prepare the sample, to put it in here. The worker can confirm it on his tablet, and if he confirms it right, we will see now that the right part, or not on the right part, that's my problem. We're not on the right sample. I didn't, okay. Here was a confirming step. We can't handle this sample now because it wasn't confirmed, so I use another one. Let's try this. Thank you. Okay, so just pretending this was the first step, okay. And we now did already that one, come on. The screens are sometimes a little slow. Okay. Let's confirm the first one. And so now we see what I wanted to show. Now this one is spinning, the new one, and heating. And also another device has now a light on it because we optically also guide the worker through the workflow. Yeah, it's a workflow where even an untrained worker can handle our samples. That's the thing. So it says he should put our sample on the other steerer, the 2Mac15 max, and if I say, okay, it's there, you will see, well, you see it, it's starting with the speed and with the time that was already in the system. So I know from the process, from the parameters I want to measure, what are the parameters for our devices. I don't have to know it by myself as a worker. The system knows that I just handle the samples. This also could do a robot, but I preferred him. Okay, we go on. The next, the light on the pH meter was also on. I was a little fast now. It's already all done, but because he has to measure now the pH, you see in the back that the data is directly taken. The pH changes when it's reached equal. It will be taken. And then we can say, okay, do the next step. We will see already that the pH meter now has its glowing ring. LEDs are nice. And now we would transfer a part of the sample again into a vial, mix again with chemicals, and after this into a cuvette. So all of these steps could be, given the pipette. Yeah. Again, the system can tell the pipette, okay, for chemical A, it's that amount, for chemical B, it's that amount. The pipette can also give data back, okay, I should transfer 1 milliliter, but in this case it was 1 milliliter 0.001 because make also some mistakes. And so it's all in the system. We can see did something go wrong, and even if something goes very wrong, we can the process can be totally cancelled. Yes. So we skip this process with a lot of pipetting. Nando just puts in the sample, the blank first for sure. And yes, if it's in, I can confirm that this will be measured. So we take the blank, and after the blank is done, he can change and put in the sample. This time I'm waiting for you. I was always the first. Okay. Measuring the sample. When the measuring is done, also the result comes into the LIMS. In this case, the result is calculated because it's a for me, difficult formula behind it. And we see now the workflow is done. Nothing is glowing anymore. Nothing is on anymore. So at least this was the one that was turning around, spinning around. And he can handle now the next sample. And the sample doesn't have to have the same workflow. It could be a totally different sample with totally different steps. That's a nice thing here we want to show also. And maybe he will now see, okay, these are my devices here. I don't need this hyperbath anymore, but I have to change it against the robot arm. So he looks, and over there is a platform with a robot arm, so he could just grab that, take it here, take it, move it here, connect it with this area, and has a new working space for its next steps he has to do. For sure, in the LIMS are all the data. You can print a report, you can send it, you can do evaluation, whatever you want to do. That's the part of the LIMS. So we're through the workflow. If you have questions, come here, or to all